You're welcome back. This is still Breakfast Daily on ChannelOne TV. Let's now zoom in to community-focused stories or developmental issues in the country. This time we are focusing in the Greater Accra region, where individuals in Bale-Gono, in the Dantra electoral area, in the Obom-Domiabra constituency, it's just interesting that they have to stay for years without electricity because they've not been connected to the national grid. Let's bring you this insert, and after we speak to authorities that are supposed to ensure that, well, these individuals or residents in the area are connected to the national grid. Let's paint you the picture of what really it is in that particular area.
Driving through Bale-Gono at night feels like passing through a dense forest. Not because there are no buildings, but because darkness engulfs the entire community, casting an eerie, almost abandoned atmosphere over the area. For years, the residents of Bale-Gono have fought relentlessly to be connected to the national grid. Edna Obro, one of the area's earliest settlers, recounts her painful journey, years of tireless efforts to bring electricity to the community, only to see their hopes shattered repeatedly by thieves.
Midimisika ekoto ahoma etwitwa pampro edi twin light edi baha yusu nti nkrofo baha na omo be charge omo phones na ade wa ha no se mi so mi eboa mi ma mi nya light so ba mi so fridge ni ade mi so light extra TV mi nananu mu hwe cartoons ni ade oh ena eboa but enu echi ubeda nyane no krofo abetwa ahoma na odeko na masan akoto no masan abetwa na masan akoto de ya mi ya ni say last one kura de mi ko top post 2 e ma mi twi type free papa bi alaji bi fie wa ha esa di ahoma to so enu so dade na anajo na mi ye ya ade anche so e betwa ahoma no e de koy.
Living in darkness isn't just an inconvenience. It's a unique kind of suffering, and for the people of Bale-Gono, this hardship is all too familiar.
Aha yon kwan bebre so. Ye said me brandi kan kai no your phone charging and afin so moamoa owo no na se phone nye izo. Omo ba aha de bia na ade san. Omo ha yen pa.
Se be fia like edwenwumre na person osiande a ontimi. Amachin so no ontimi osiande. Ya my homework so ya de my say be. I just say your baby near copper light and sun it me aye. Even cry your phone touch crano. And you're stable because the battery no and you're strong. Say your soft phone is here. Near ka say so data de weka. Be on phone do because me and your homework no. O conswa obenya punishment.
Determined to change their fate, the community came together, pooling resources to purchase and erect electric poles, believing it would finally prompt the Electricity Company of Ghana to extend the grid to them. Yet, despite their sacrifices, their efforts have led nowhere.
So far de nyame ya dom yetimia I just ka de atopos. Zakase de ahoma no ba begu samayen.
Tisi ano yakọ ECG ewo Kaswa New Market. Ba yakọ no omo se ewo mo map mu se ha no. Latin system no ma yedada. And so backgrounds are here.
Speaking to ChannelOne News, Assembly member Ebenezer Ahoto confirmed that efforts to bring electricity to the community are still ongoing, though challenges remain in extending power to underserved areas.
Actually, electricity is a step that needs gradual process. If hope you get it, people will get it one after the other because that same place, the whole of citizens in Ghana want it at any time. So sometimes you have to fight for it before you get it. Even though it's something that the government has to come and do so that at the same time people will pay bills, you have to force yourself and lobby before you can be able to get materials to work on it. So this is what's happening now. Sometimes it's not easy. It's not easy to get you connected to the power grid. And it's not just by sitting down waiting for the government. You put an extra effort like what we are doing today. You can see that all the places are connected, left from small places. The place was rural there before development started coming in. However, some of them are likely behind. But very soon they will be connected.
Mr. Pennyfor said, I'm boy, not my lights because even 1 week now, like me, mommy were outside. See, we be on the surgeon for a man who says snake be the horn. On see, or try say obesi form. Then she saw the snake. No, it seems say yam brambition. See a coy no, it's like python, ketsua.
Aden ti na say basa. Ahani akra en wa o. Metumi aye exercise kura kwa akra. Asen aba. Nso hwe bre aye bre papa. Nso mi kura me bia mi free oti no. Kura si tun kura light wo ho. Mi fie ho kura say light wo ho. Say me gina aka kasa kura e mi fe de.
It's a sad scene here at Kaswa Dentra Balagono, as they are not connected to the national grid. Now they've managed to raise some electric poles, but all they are calling for is that authorities to intervene so that they can be connected to the national grid. For Channel One News, I am Manuel Ayama.
You've heard and seen residents of Balagono complaining about the fact that they are not connected to the national grid and it's affecting their day-to-day activities, even with reptiles.
That's the scary part of everything.
It's really scary. I mean,
That's the scary part of everything.
And the interesting thing is it's in Greater Accra region.
Yes.
I find it troubling when we create that impression that it's in Greater Accra region. But where else? I mean, it's not like you're. I get that you want to put it in that context that the capital of the country
Of course.
Right.
is here in the Greater Accra region, and so it is expected
That development springs up here in the region.
Yes. But you see, there are certain parts of the Greater Accra region that are far removed from the capital city, Accra.
Okay.
You get it? And it will have to take the intervention of the authorities to spread the development evenly across, which also becomes tough because you wouldn't have an even distribution of the resources. A number of factors will come into question: the size of the place, the population, the industrial nature of the place. All these go into the considerations. But for the life of me, 2025, I do not understand why any place in this country, Ghana, should not have electricity.
Yeah.
What happened to the rural electrification projects? What happened to all the good stuff MIDA?
Yes.
The Millennium Development Authority came to do in this country? The extension of electricity to some of these spaces. You get it? And I mean, look at the conditions in which we are living these people.
And on top of it, some of the residents there are supposed to contribute and buy electric poles themselves, hoping that the authorities will now move in to connect them to the national grid.
It's serious, and for me, it amounts to dereliction of duty on the part of duty bearers.
But we understand the assembly member is on the line for the area, Ebenezer Ahoto. Hello. We'll get him on and speak to him and have a conversation with him on that. But with this problem in the area, I don't think that is something that is new to the authorities. It's certainly something that they are aware of. But to stay in such an area and you don't have electricity, you go to work and you are going back home, you aren't even safe.
And you know, like my biggest concern right now, or say what I'm wondering right now is, if the residents actually contribute, you know, a quota to be on the national grid and they get on it, will the government pay them back?
No, I don't think they're going to pay them back.
So you understand the assembly member is on the line, Ebenezer Ahoto, who is the Danchora electoral area assembly member. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
There is an argument. Is your area in the Greater Accra region or in the Central region?
Exactly, in Greater Accra region, that's how the municipality.
Gas South municipality.
Yeah.
What exactly is the issue in your area concerning the electricity? Is it that this problem has stayed with you for a very long time?
First of all, good morning to you and your listeners once again. And you put a question to what are the challenges or what is the problem with electricity connection to my people in my area. You know, my area is a fast developing area, transforming from rural to urbanized area. People coming all the way from Accra, settling down there. So everybody needs the power to work. Actually, before I resume power as an assembly member, I can say it's only 40% of my community is being added to the power grid. But with my hard effort and the effort from the MP, we're able to connect almost 90% of the community to the grid. Now, the suburb of the community called Baragona and its environment called Ayim, and then that of Cristo Asafu Farms area, and then that of Danchanson City are left to be added to the grid. The necessary steps have been done. We did the mapping that indicates that the number of poles and transformers that are to be used to connect to the area. And you know, electricity connection takes time. Before you lobby, you go from ministry to ministry, demanding approval from any other agency. Takes time. Then the suburb of Balagono said, no, we can't wait for this thing for the government to approve the project. So we decided to go in for our own self-extension. So I left them to a company that provides sells cricket poles and electrical appliances. So we bought 10 electricity poles and we put our problem before the newly elected MP in the president of Honorable Isaac, but to support us with a cable, which he pledged us to, support us with. You know, parliamentary proceedings have been on this thing now. They just vacated. So he's on the ground giving a thank you talk. So I met him last week and he promised to support the community by erecting a bed conductor wires on the 10 cricket pool that the community was able to buy. This was currently going on in the suburb of Balagon.
All right. So now I just want to ask, if the grid connection is further delayed, are there interim solutions that you have put in place?
For now, I've been in touch with the authority, the district engineer, and the project engineer, any other agencies that I think they can support in connecting to the grid. This is what I've been doing. Last week I've been to the project office. I talked to Mr. Sam and Engineer Ampon, and then Minister of Energy, Engineer Solo is there. I've been to all of them. They also assured me that the new minister is in touch, and there are some missing containers or any other things happening in the Ministry of Energy as usually people are aware. So it is very different. Early to release the material now without investigating. But when you come down the line to educate the public or the communities on what's happening, for them what they need is the power. So they don't care about wherever the meeting thing is, world approval and all this. The only thing they want is the power. Because people came from town, they are new settlers here, the children are going back to school at town, they need electricity to, learn, they need power. They are afraid of total darkness in the community. Unlike us that we were born and bred here. So I'm doing my best for us to be connected to the grid from temporary electricity. Electricity don't need temporary connection. We need to do the correction. So that is what we are doing now.
How many people are affected by this situation in your area?
At least uncountable. Because as I'm talking to you now, a suburb of Balagono, who are the number one complainants now, Christmas for Landlords Association, an area that needs about 7 transformers, Danchanson City, an extension that needs about 3 transformers. This cable extension also needs about 4 transformers. This is only in the electric area. And as I'm talking to you now, the minister have approved a project for Malbeni Estate that is close to Okuma. That was the boundary between Central Region and Greater Accra, South Estate, which falls under my jurisdiction. So as I'm talking, that contractors are on site, mounting posts, doing other things, which I've been supporting them with my help, with my youth committee members. So the affected areas are Sisasapo community located at Danchira, and then Soul City Danchira, Balagono Danchira, and then Ayim Danchira. These are the places that need urgent attention to be attended, to be connected to the grid.
Right. What have you been told is the challenge? Is it financial? Is it the size of the area? Is that the topography? What have you been told is the challenge?
Actually, the only thing they they told me is approval from the minister for the contractor to come to the site to start working.
When was this?
That was last 2 weeks. I was at project office.
Let's look at the area. What kind of activities are the people there engaged in, and how does this lack of electricity impede their work?
Normally, there is electricity. Their whole fall within from here from Obo constituency, purely farming community. But as I'm talking to you now, for the past 8 years, the constituency has been transformed into rural-urban area. Everybody from Accra migrated to 30 years. There are a lot of schools here. People internationally, they are switched internationally, are establishing a very big institution here, schools, block factory owners, full of industrialization. Everybody wants to gain. 30 traders are selling pure water, and then people are selling food. You know, our ladies, our wives are always in need of power to power their fridges. And then there are other factories that, we have this big factory here that produces indomie, and then they change green pepper to any other activity established here in Gaisra. And they need the power mostly. When you go to Christian Safo community, where Apostle Safo Kantaka farm is, that area, there's a lot of kids who migrated from their places to settle there. They have a lot of work. As I'm talking to you now, I learned Safo Kantaka is coming to do organic farming. They need power. They have fish ponds. They have any other community. Everything that you need power to work with. As I'm talking to the rural electricity, so everything is on the lower direction.
Right.
So the community now is moving from rural to urban. So we need electricity. You know, people come from the town to 30 years. You see every house is here. They can't sleep in the darkness. So they need electricity to do their things, to iron their things, for their children to have access to quality learning, and then do any other thing that power may need.
Right. So what about the hospitals? How do the hospitals actually function without electricity?
The only hospital I have in my community here is a private private hospital. That's a FKFR community hospital. That belongs to a private man. Then the government one in this constituency is at home. When there is light off, everything is shut down. And in my area per se, we have only one chief compound. That is Balagono chief compound. If light is off, we have this nursing magnet, midwives there, and then this nurse attendant. They are there. When the light is off, they are all in the darkness. Nothing. Even when a motorbike brought a patient for them to be treated because it's in darkness or there's no electricity, they cannot attend to them. So urgently, these are basic things or things that we need for the community to develop. But all the being put in place to get these things are proving negative.
Right.
Let's look at safety and security in the area. How worrying is the situation, and how much of an impact does the lack of electricity contribute to this?
Security, they say it's a problem, but not a problem. In 2 weeks, not long ago, that the police station has been commissioned.
Okay.
But as I'm talking to you now, there is no even a bicycle for a policeman to attend to you when you have a problem at your site. You know, the area that you are in this enclave, the fast development of the area brought in different caliber of people. I don't know, they call themselves as Afu boys from other parts of the world or other parts of Ghana, they settle in part of Denver. Terrorizing the community, workers inside. Last 6 days, I reported a case that a citizen from somewhere blocking a major road that connected to an immigration people's exit. There's no even a bicycle to even send a police personnel to the site. That night, I have to hire a taxi. A police officer have to sit one of them have to sit on my motorbike in that night. Before we go to the site, before we went there, the people have run away. So I've thrown this challenge to the newly appointed IGP that Gandra Police Station needs urgent attention. In a sense that we need one vehicle. We need only one pickup. And when it is darkness, there is light off. The police personnel have to go on patrol with their own private cars. And some of them don't even have a private car. What do we do? These are the challenges we are facing as a citizen of that electoral area. as well as Domia Bravo conference is concerned.
So what you are saying is your area is not a new site, or is it that it's a new site but is well developed? Okay, that is the assembly member. Thank you so much. But before we go, we want to find out from you how urgent should the solutions be now that you are championing the cause to ensure that, well, your members or your residents are connected to the national grid.
Obviously, I'm appealing to the energy minister, Honorable Tinabo. First of all, I know he's working tirelessly to restore the situation in Ghana is facing, but he should ask them to urgently to the urgent list for my people to be connected to the grid now. Secondly, security must differ. I'm appealing to the newly appointed IGP that there's a police station in less than 1 week. I would like him to give us a figure for us, for the police personnel to work diligently and affectionately in my area.
Thank you, sir, for your time. Ebenezer Amuto. Ebenezer is the assembly member for the Dantra electoral area, and he joined us live via phone talking about the electricity situation in his electoral area, especially in Balagono, where residents there are having issues with electricity, i.e. not on the national grid. He went on to also talk about the safety issues with the police station in the area. And on top of it is the health post or the health facility that cannot be or is not operationalized because there is no electricity there.
Yeah, well, of course, I mean, and it's dangerous. So if there's an emergency, you'll be looking to travel a longer distance to seek medical assistance, which is quite scary. Anything could happen while on the road.
And
the place is dark because there's no electricity. The hospitals are non-functioning because there's no electricity. In the event of an emergency at night,
what happens?
You are in, I mean, your adrenaline is pumping because you are in a rush to save a life.
Yes.
But the tendency of you losing that life is high. Because you might not even, I mean, it's not even visible. We're seeing the pictures. Driving there at night. Look at this.
If not for maybe lights of vehicles, the place is totally dark.
Yeah.
And like you said, the place is still developing.
True.
Yeah.
So what if a big truck is leaving a construction site and just jumps into the middle of the road?
Well, we are getting reactions on this story from on our text console, but we'll read a text message. But let's bring you the NP for the area, that is Isaac, Honorable Isaac, who is the Member of Parliament for the area, that is Obom Domiabra constituency. Hello, sir. You are welcome to Breakfast Daily on ChannelOne TV.
Good morning. Thanks.
I trust you are doing well. Has this problem been brought to your attention?
Yeah, normally I want to take this opportunity to say hi to greet my constituents and then our cherished listeners. You know, electricity is one of the major problems in Domia Brabum. There are 140 communities to be connected to the national grid. And then also there are places like Dantra, Balagono. You know, now a lot of people have moved in, so there's so much pressure on the existing transformers. So I'm now working on, I've been to ECG people to talk to them so that they will come and then rectify some of the problems for us so that we can get a stable power. After they are like this, every day they are the off light. So I'm following that too. So that is one of the problems we have in Samia Brabum.
All right, sir, please, I just wanted to know, do you live in the same area?
Yes, I live in Hobo.
Right, and you don't have light too?
And you know, my place there, I have light, but most of the places we don't have people, or in some of the places we don't have light.
Right.
As I said earlier, we have 140 places, communities that are yet to be on the national grid line.
All right, so
and then extension, Domianga like this, I say Domianga, Balagono like this, there's still, it's only extension. But we are done with the mapping. The map is with at the project office now. So I'll be following you.
right.
I'm sure they'll work on it.
All right, so while you're done with the mapping and also having a discussion with ECG, do you have a timeline of when everything will, be on point or when everything will be done?
For that, now I can't tell. But I'm sorry, from next week we are in research, so next week I'll do that follow-up and then get back to you.
All right.
Is it an issue you inherited as the member of parliament in the area? So I'll also ask you that for how long has it persisted with the information you've gathered so far?
About 4 years, so not the last 8 years or those problems right there.
4 years. So with the engagement you've had with the various authorities, what do they say the key problem is for which those places, 140 communities in your constituency, have not been connected to the national grid?
Some of the problems there, I'm new, and then sometimes they complain. Some of our people do these illegal connections to. Last time I went there, I went to the district, our region, and then those are the things they told me. But they assured me that very soon, everybody will get light.
Honorable, did you campaign in this Balagono area prior to the election? And
yes.
What kind of concerns did the people put before you?
Balagono area, one of the major problems too is water. As far from our road water, and then electricity extension. And then the school we have there, now a lot of people are moving, so the structure, is nothing to write home about. So those are the things issues. But as for the water, I've started, so far I've drilled about 19 boreholes in the constituency. And then if you come to part of Achalaja too, most of the people drink the same water with animals. So that one too, I've started negotiating with Ghana Water so that they can connect as a good water from 3rd October, Achalaja Town, Kristo Atafo, Atia Farm, Police Farm, to Domiabra, to Nessus Cottage. We have I need to drip borehole there to is salty. So unless Ghana Water. So those are the problems. We have a lot of problems in Domiabra.
But how concerned are you about these problems, and what assurances have you given the people that binds you to at least help address these challenges?
I've been there. I live there. I live in the constituency. So these problems, I know them. So that is why I started working on those things. The water, the road like this, I came from Dantra to Onyada Roma. Yes, through Balagono to Onyada Roma.
To where?
To Onyada Roma.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been working on the road to shaping them and then locking so that one of them will be at least properly done for us.
Well, so for the people of the area, your constituents, what message would you have for them, especially those who are demanding that they are connected to the national grid? We know that, in this day and age, you would need electricity for almost everything. The local coal store operator there needs electricity. The small sawmill or wood milling operator there would need electricity. Now we have the fufu pounding machines in all communities. They will need electricity. So what assurances can you give to the people there who are bearing the brunt of this non-connectivity to the national grid?
Today I'll just I'll tell them to exercise patience. It's only 3 months. And then, one of the things that I believe in, I don't believe in putting money into individual pockets, but I want to do something that will benefit the masses. So they should trust me, believe me. I'll follow up with everything. I can't do everything in the Bravo, but I'll try the electricity extension. I'll do follow up, the water, the roads, and other things. I'll try and get those things done for them.
But knowing that this is an existing issue, you've just told us that you inherited this particular challenge. Have you been able to engage the ministry, if not the minister himself, regarding this particular matter?
You know, the reason why I'm saying I work on them is I've just started a session at Okomani Bridge and then Okuma at the upper area. Now, as I see right now, they are erecting posts right now. So something I will do something about.
But when you say you started, is it that you are funding this yourself?
I'm not funding. I'm not, but I'm helping. Yesterday, like this, I pay for the car to raise all the posts to convey all the posts to the site. So
is this a GOG? Is this a GOG project?
No, this one is a community. It's a community, and then there's one gentleman there. Then we are all helping so that everything will be done.
Very well.
From what you are saying, I understand your constituency is a very big one. If you can confirm that for us.
Yes, it's very big.
And you took over from Sophia Akwaku.
Yes.
And what exactly did she tell you that she did for the residents of this area or in the constituency in terms of the connection on the national grid?
As for that one, I can't say anything for now. Sorry. I'm here to serve. I'm here to
You didn't have conversation with your fellow NDC MP? You didn't have conversation with your fellow NDC MP who you took over from?
You've done a lot of things. You know, as a policy, you can't do everything. If you are serving, you can't do everything. And then you're serving in opposition, so you've done his best.
Okay, Honorable, before we go, we want to find out from you, what are some of the key things you are doing in the constituency? Since it's a very large constituency, you have made mention of road network challenge. When it comes to water challenge, it's also electricity. We are also seeing it now, among other things. It looks like you have a lot on your table. How are you trying to address all these problems, and maybe in the next 4 years or 3 years to come, you'll be able to achieve a lot in the constituency?
You know, for now I started taking the road, and then the water too. That is another major problem. I've drilled a borehole at Kofi Donko, the Ipe Town, the Jan Town. I've done some at Super. And then if you come to Chavade, the Obo Electra area too, I've drilled borehole there. One there, Akalaja, part of Akalaja too, one there. And then one at Antra Town, then one at Ningoma. A lot of places. I don't have some offset. So I started with those ones, small. You know, we don't have secondary school too, so I spoke to the minister, Uncle Haruna. So that one to work on. Because to qualify here, you have to go to either Obiatre, Adesi Secondary, Mr. One, Amasama Secondary School. So that one is another challenge in the constituency. So I'm working on those things small. I know by the grace of God, 4 years here, I'll do my best.
Right. I like how you address the education minister, Uncle Haruna. we like that. But I'm a bit concerned. You're a legislator, you're a lawmaker, not a development agent. It's the work of the MC actually to champion some of these developmental projects. But with all these things that you are mentioning, how are you funding them?
Some of the things from my own pocket. So
you must be a very rich man.
I've been doing this for a long time. You know, I live with my people. Live by the grace of God. I have some people. I can't leave them like that.
Right.
I pay a lot of school fees. I do a lot of things for my people.
Honorable, we wish you well.
All right. But, Honorable, before I let you go, how do you actually give the people hope?
You know, there's and I'm going to be always here. You know, the few things that I mentioned to you show that they believe in me that I can do something. You know, if you know me, you know what I'm capable of doing.
Okay, Honorable, thank you so much for your time and for joining us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel One TV. That is Honorable Isaac Wuku Ijibo, who is the Member of Parliament for Obom Domiabra. And he is telling us what he's doing in the area to resolve the issue. But I tell you, he's mentioned too many problems.
And I'm a bit worried. That's why I was asking him about his source of funding, because you see, when you spread the project so wide, the funding becomes thin.
Exactly.
And you're unable to complete the project. So you touch, you leave, touch, you leave, touch, you leave.
So you don't,
and you don't complete.
Yes.
Yeah.
You understand? That's why I am a bit worried, and I was asking his source of funding. Because if he's doing this from his own pockets and not seeking assistance from elsewhere or external,
I'm sure that's why he's calling
funding.
Honorable Uncle
Aruna
to come there for the education thing, and also for the energy minister John Jinaport to also come and solve the energy the national grid.
He will need help because the area is quite
it's
big.
actually very ironic how one topic can actually uncover other problems. Just one problem. We're just talking about electricity. But with this discussion, we found out there's a problem of water, road security, the police not having enough, to even protect the people and all that.
Intertwined.
The person he took over from, that is Sophia, left the left the constituency to contest for primaries in the Ayawasu Central, where Henry Court is. For the NDC primaries way back like May 13, 2023, ahead of the 2024 elections. But we're having some messages. Let's go into them. Salifu from Newtown says, what did ECG mean by they are already connected to the national grid? So why is the place in darkness right now? Are you telling me that a whole town is not connected to the national grid? Well, that's your question. Coming from Salif from Newtown. George, also from Ho, says, Ghana is not a real place. So how do you explain something like this? Who is responsible for this? Somebody needs to be held accountable fast. People's lives cannot be stagnated because of someone's negligence and nonchalance. Fix this now. You have some?
So Nancy from Pando, is it that the authorities want to see a demonstration before action is taken? How can whoever is responsible sleep in good conscience knowing this is the case for a whole town? Nobody should tell me the right authorities do not know, because we all know that they know and have turned a blind eye because it does not affect them. And look from Mamprovi saying, look at the snake. Hey, I'm sure this is one. I'm sure it was so big, it scared me, even though it was right there.
And they were saying that's the baby.
And that's the baby python.
They've been encountering bigger ones.
So I'm sure this is one of the small ones. The authorities blind to the dangers. Imagine how children live with all these dangers and try to go about their daily affairs. You'll be living life like Temple Run, dodging traps and animal attacks. I'm afraid and very concerned for this people.
Fifi Heyman says that why is it that in Ghana it's like the urgency to solve problems is absent? We share the solutions by father side and mother side. Imagine someone going into labor's night and there's been no electricity in the area. Hey,
That's
Ghana.
dangerous. That's dangerous. All right, let's hear from Nadole from Tayman. She says, wow, look, they are not only living without electricity, but water too is a problem. Come on. Yeah. And then Coleman from Tamale says, the Honorable is going through a lot. Many troubles, one God.
I don't envy him.
It's a lot.
Being an MP in such area, I don't envy him. Because you wake up in the morning and you see a lot of
There's a queue in front of your gate.
I visited a member of parliament when he was in power. And you can tell the number of people who have lined up to visit him or to bring problems to him. When he lost, nobody went there. Yes. So for this one, I really don't envy him at all. And the place is very big. It's a constituency that shares boundary with Amasaman constituency. Right. So it's a very big
all the way towards the Kasua area.
Very big constituency. Wow. So Honorable, we don't envy you at all, but what we are saying, we wish you all the best. And we know that at least Uncle Haruna and Uncle John Jinapo will come to your aid.
Hopefully they do.
But anyway, thank you for staying with us. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we will continue with different topics and more on the show.